Happy Friday. I recorded a whole video yesterday talking my ass off. Talking. Mic was not on. And because I still had the other part of the mic hooked up, my internal microphone didn't pick up anything either. So the video was like this. Couldn't hear anything. So it's on today. I don't remember the topic and I don't want to continue it because today is a new day. So let's do a recap of my evening. I never made it into my bed. I passed out on the couch. My mother called me, talked to her for a few hours. Before I knew it, it was damn near midnight. I was hungry. I watched some YouTube videos, passed out, woke up. It was like time to wake up. 5:30. Time to wake up. This is my husband's late day. The kids are in summer camp and not school, so they don't have to leave as early. So I reset the alarm for later and took my sweet ass time getting ready and waking up. I am drained. Now I know what happened. So I've increased my water. So after my binge eating episode, I made a very conscious effort. When I say conscious, it was literally like fighting. And not because I don't like water. I really, really enjoy water, but I had rather been eating. So when I corrected whatever was triggering the binge eating, I by drinking copious amounts of fresh lemon water. Now, not the lemon stuff you buy in a container, like actually cutting lemons and putting it in my water so it stays in my body quickly before I piss it out, stuff like that. So after I was doing that, drinking, whatever triggered the binge eating was gone. I was back to my correct eating habits and behaviors and portions. And I lost 8 pounds. So in 2 weeks, which means that whatever I was doing was causing like water and inflammation. And so I was, my joints went back to feeling good. Everything was like a reset. My husband now is doing things as far as his health and stuff to increase his appetite and gain weight. We have polar opposite problems. He is trying to get to 200 pounds and so am I. He needs to go up and I need to go down. Right? So his appetite has increased exponentially and he is upping his protein and fat in his diet. And the easiest and quicker way to do that is through ice cream, right? So he's been having milkshakes and protein shakes and just really upping his caloric intake through fat and all of this stuff because we're not fat phobic. Fat is, to me, based on my research, a better way to get in your calories than sugar. And now, yes, ice cream has sugar, but if you do low fat foods and stuff like that, they have sugar to make up for the taste. So, eat the fat off of that piece of steak and real butter, not country crock, real butter, real fat, whole milk, heavy cream, stuff like that. Wish he ate yogurt, but he doesn't. He don't like the texture. But anyway, so I say all of this to say that I feel these bouts of super duper exhaustion after having an ice cream cone. So we did breakfast for dinner because I was tired and I went on Grubhub and I scrolled for about an hour. Just nothing. I was like, I don't want any of this stuff. Just didn't want it. So I was like, let's do breakfast for dinner. So sausages and eggs with cheese and bacon and 1 waffle. I was fine. Little portion of eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 1 waffle. I'm full. I was feeling okay. Have the ice cream cone. Hour later, can't keep my eyes open. And this happens every single time I have an ice cream cone. So yes, it is the ice cream. So it's definitely a form of dumping syndrome where the carbohydrates and the sugar leaves my stomach way too quickly, and then my body has to use a lot of energy to process and finish the digestion process in the intestines. It is very labor intensive because that stuff is supposed to be done in the stomach. But because my stomach is like the size of a small banana, it leaves quickly, and now my body has to do a lot of work to do it. And then it spikes your insulin, and then it drops, and all this crazy stuff, metabolic stuff that I'm doing to myself. So I have to release myself from the ice cream. There are ice cream alternatives, but I am also reducing my artificial sweetener intake as well. Initially, before I had my surgery, I lost like 80 pounds through, or was it 60 pounds doing dirty lazy keto. It's literally called dirty lazy keto. Dirty lazy keto has a very high reliance on artificial sweeteners. Now, it's a very good substitute. After a while, you get very used to the taste of the artificial sweetener to the point where you start to crave it because it imprints on the brain like heroin does. And then your body doesn't know what to do with it, so it treats it the same way it would treat sugar, even though you don't have the calories associated with it, and you might not have the insulin spikes. But as far as the metabolic reaction your body has to it, it is the same as sugar. It causes your body to go into fat storing and all of that. So, and then it's poisonous. So, the only acceptable 0-calorie sweetener out there, they say, is stevia and monk fruit. Now, I loved Splenda because I was Splenda addicted, just like Diet Coke. I was drinking so much diet soda at one point. I didn't know why I was sick all the time. I was craving a diet Coke, not Pepsi. I don't like the taste of Pepsi. Coke Zero, oh, so good. Sprite Zero, oh, so good. But heavy reliance on sweet and low, artificial sweetener, yada yada yada. So I'm cutting that back out too. I used to do French vanilla sugar-free creamer, has the artificial sweetener. I now changed to oat milk creamer, which uses sugar. But I'm now measuring it. Before I was freehanding it, but now I measure it to make sure. And then to offset the sweet, I'm using less creamer, therefore it's less sweet. I put in a pack of stevia, and I've gotten used to that taste. So anyway, I'm a wealth of information. So I know it's from the carbs. I have to just not eat the ice cream. It's very hard when you're living with someone who's not in the same struggle as you. People could say, well, don't buy it, don't bring it in the house. But I'm not in the house by myself. If I was single, I think I could be successful with the diet because I'm only buying stuff in my interest and I'm not being tempted. My house has snacks. I have children who are underweight. One of them severely underweight. He wants to eat a fucking bag of cheese balls. I'm going to buy cheese balls because I just need him to eat and get calories, right? I've offered him anything. You guys could keep all your, that boy has had a vegetable on his plate every meal since he was a year old. So has my daughter. They just don't do it. And they come from a household where only one person ate vegetables, and I'm not his mama, so I can't force him to do it. So when he had negative reactions, I kept telling him, don't do it in front of the kids. They adopted that. I'm picking my battles. They get vitamins, they get fiber in their Pediasure. I do what I can. But am I going to starve him out when he's at one point negative on the growth chart? No. Because you need fat, you need cholesterol to properly develop a brain. That's not my opinion. That is fact. The brain does not run on carbohydrates correctly. It runs on fat. And you've got all these people having these Alzheimer's and these brain issues, and they were adults or growing up in the era where it was fat is bad. Everything was low fat, low fat, low fat. So their formative years of development, they're ingesting all of these low fat foods to, and big sugar was involved. There's a whole documentary on how our, the triangle, the pyramid, the food pyramid is bullshit and based on big companies. It's upside down. The dependence on grain and everything being at the bottom and all this and brand cereals and shit is propaganda. So anyway, now you see these people now are older and they have brain issues. So I need fat. I used to blend up avocados and put them in my kids' baby formula. So, avocados, sweet potatoes, bananas, so I was very into the healthy foods, but when they became toddlers, which is not abnormal, they are extremely picky eaters. But anyway, my daughter will eat broccoli like me if it's from the Chinese restaurant in a brown sauce with a packet of duck sauce. It's funny because my mother, when I was pregnant, sugar is bad. We agreed sugar is bad. She aids in their sugar consumption greatly. Greatly. She took them to Five Below the other day. The girl came back wired with her pupils dilated, screaming and running all over the house till she crashed. I can't fight this lady no more. Let her have her fun with her grandchildren. What I'm going to do is combat the health problems that potentially could happen by them being stagnant, by keeping them running around. And that's where the house comes in. Go do your laps before you go to bed. Burn it off. Right? Because it really can only become a problem if they're sitting down playing video games, not moving, not exercising. But my kids are still very active. I'm going to keep it that way. So my daughter's going to be doing lacrosse. My coworker's granddaughter has a lacrosse stick that Elisa's going to use. And I'm going to go on YouTube and figure out some preliminary trainings to get her into lacrosse. I think she'd be really good. And my son, we're going to take him to the track and get him running because he thinks he's Sonic the Hedgehog and he runs very fast. So, yeah, we're going to keep them active. That's something I really didn't have. One, because I grew up in the hood and you go play in the playground and you hear shots being fired on a summer night. Who the hell wants to deal with that? Have to worry about your kid potentially getting astray. And that's still an issue now. Kids playing in the playground, getting strays, walking home from the school, getting in strays because these motherfuckers don't know how to shoot. But anyway, so we're going to get them outside, even if it's the backyard, and keep them active because they don't eat the best. When they get old enough, I am hoping and praying I can change that. Big vegetable eater over here. Love vegetables. But I don't know if I love vegetables or I love how they make me feel because I'm a consumist. I'm coining that term. I'm a consumist, capitalist consumist. I enjoy immensely the feeling of being full. That's why the sleeve works for me. I don't care what I'm eating and I don't care how much of it is. I just want to get full. I want to feel that fullness. So a vegetable does that for me. A bowl of Brussels sprouts gets me full quicker than a bag of chips. So that's why I like vegetables. I like the bigness of it, So I used to eat a lot of vegetables. I can't eat a lot of it now. But yeah, so hopefully my kids will get that. And I will continue, even though it is a very expensive practice, to have vegetable on their plate. They're going to get a vegetable every single time they eat with me. They're just gonna. And I'm just going to keep putting it, even if I got to throw it away. I can't even reuse it because they do horrible things to it, like mix it with other foods to make it to make it unsavable. And then sometimes, like if I'm if I'm babysitting them and I'm standing over them and forcing them to eat the vegetable, it doesn't work. If I ignore them and I just casually walk to the kitchen, I'll see one of them take one and put it in their mouth, eat it and swallow it and move on to something else. And I'm like, yes, yes. I also sneak vegetables in food. Um, if you're eating spaghetti and with a spaghetti sauce, I definitely have um, some kind of blended up vegetable in that sauce. Easiest to hide was squashes, like yellow squash or is that zucchini or squash? Anyway, that's easy to hide. Broccoli and stuff changes the taste, but zucchini and squash, very good to hide in spaghetti sauce. You just blend it to a liquid and mix it with that sauce. I do it for my husband too. Um, so yeah, I sneak stuff in food too. But I don't want to have to do that. So I want them to just learn to eat it. But I guess they're gonna have to learn. But anyway, where was this topic going? I don't even know where this topic was going. Is this just a car rant? It's just a car rant on a gloomy Friday, and I'm 5 minutes away and have 3 minutes to get there. That is my life. A deficit, a small deficit with everything. You know what I mean? Just a day late and $1 short. 3 minutes to get to work and 5 minutes away. Shit like that. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. And I think it has to do with my diet. I mean, not my diet, my cheating. Cheating on my healthiness. I think this new body, the surgery has definitely changed what I can and cannot tolerate. And it's just my body speaking to me. And I got to listen to her. I bought my first two-piece. Now, where I bought it from only had pictures in the front. It did not have pictures of the back of the plus size model. But it was $3. And it wasn't even $3 for the top and $3 for the bottom. Like the whole thing was $3. It was like super mega clearance. Don't even think about returning it. This is probably the last one. Because big girls don't usually have size B cups. And we need to get rid of this 40B bikini top. So I bought it. The back of it is strings. I put up on Facebook. Do I put the string over the back roll or under the back roll? Do I tuck the string under the roll or do I put it over the roll? So I was thinking under the roll, but I just want to know. This is my first time and I needed other confident big girls who wear two pieces. Tell me what you think. So the consensus was under the roll. And I think under the roll too, because if it unties, right, because it can, it's still secured by the weight of my back roll. So I think I'm just going to do under the roll. I'm not wearing no cover up. I'm not wearing no shirt. I'm finna traumatize everybody on the beach. There's going to be a lot of this skin out for the sun's attention. And I'm definitely don't give a fuck and I cannot be embarrassed. So all of this about to be out. The only thing I'm probably gonna do is shave my legs. And I'm not shaving my legs for a social conformity. I'm shaving my legs because I want the sunblock to go on evenly. I feel like if I have like my arms and stuff, the sunblock is blotchy. And when I tan, it's tanned blotchy. That literally happens to me because I got arm hair, you know. So it tans blotchy. Like if I do remove the hair or I do it, it's like the hair blocks the sun, and then when it moves, I got like lines, little lines. So I'm gonna do the legs so that I can have even skin color and get my cocoa goddess color that I crave oh so much. But guess what? Did y'all hear that the Supreme Court overruled the affirmative action diversity acceptance whatever for colleges? So my thing is it don't need to be our problem. We could send our kids to HBCUs. Them PWIs is definitely going to miss out on that money because half of the white students are legacies. They're not paying faculty, kids of faculty. They're not paying nepotism, all of that shit. And the money comes from the have-nots. The haves don't really pay. I mean, your grandparent opened a library, so you get to go. You're not paying. Yeah, so the money comes from the have-nots. And why don't we take all of the billions and quintillions of dollars that we give to predominantly white institutions, and we go to HBCUs and watch how quickly uh, the the outrage will be. Look how quick it'll come. I said, if my kids are fortunate to go to want to go to college, because I think college is becoming obsolete. If they want to go, and I can handle the fact that they're gonna go away. Oh, I'm definitely gonna try to get them to go to HBCU. Anywho, I'm at work. Bye, guys. Happy Friday.